Today we're taking a look at Australian lithium stock Anson Resources, ticker on the ASX ASN. We're going to be providing a fundamental analysis of this stock today, as well as a comprehensive technical analysis to try and make some predictions as to where we can expect to see Anson Resources go in the near future. Let's take a look. I've partnered with Crypto.com to provide my viewers with an awesome opportunity to accelerate their crypto journey. Crypto.com is used by over 50 million users in 90 countries across the globe and is a leading platform for buying, selling and staking crypto. They also offer metal Visa cards with a huge range of rewards that allow you to convert and withdraw your crypto in fiat currency. Crypto.com is offering a $25 sign up reward using my affiliate link in the description or by entering affiliate code RyanProven. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another ASX stock analysis video, another lithium stock today. That is Anson Resources. Their ticker on the ASX is ASN and they are obviously an Australian lithium company but primarily focused on their Paradox project, which is based out of the US. They also do have other projects including in Australia, which vary in different types of minerals, but the Paradox project is the key focal point of today's video, and it is also what the company are focusing on bringing online. Of course, taking advantage of the lithium market in its current state, and of course the expected demand increases and lack of supply we are starting to see in the overall market, which has led to those crazy prices coming into fruition. But let's take a deeper dive on Anson Resources, particularly their flagship project, and make our determination on where this stock is going. To kick things off, Anson Resources at the time of filming are hovering around $250 million in market cap, but they have certainly been higher previously. From a financial perspective, they have a very strong cash position. As of their September quarterly, their cash position was $47.1 million cash on hand, which is quite a lot of money for an exploration and of course moving into production company. They have also had a successful $50 million placement with sophisticated investors as well, and that was at a value of 36 cents per share. So right now looking pretty good. Clearly being able to raise $50 million from sophisticated investors shows that they have a lot of backing behind them from those people. The Paradox Lithium project is the flagship project of Anson Resources. It is 100% owned and it is based out of Utah in the United States. They currently have a JORC resource in place, and that is under 1 billion tons of brine containing 788,300 tons of lithium carbonate equivalent. So a very, very decent amount sitting there. Now, of course, being in the United States, they are in a tier 1 political, tax and financing region, which means it is very, very easy for them to gain support for the project. Of course, as well, as we do know, the US in particular, the US government is very, very focused on securing critical minerals, lithium being one of those, for the future, not having to rely on other companies or countries, rather like China. They have a binding memorandum of understanding, or an MOU, with the DLE technology provider Sunresin, so that is another great tick of approval there. And what we're expecting to see is some, I suppose, movement into the near future, as the DFS of course was released in September of 2022, which confirmed that the project had strong economics, of course being low cost and long life, with material upside because they also have bromine production as well. Let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into the DFS numbers. For the first 1 to 10 years, they're aiming for a lithium carbonate production of 13,074 tons per annum. This gives them a 23-year project life at the current stage. And right now, pre-tax NPV being their base case is $1.3 billion US, which provides also a pre-tax IRR of 47%. Now, if we want to look at the current spot price, what we actually do see is the MPV increases to $5.1 billion and pre-tax IRR is then sitting at 98%. So as you can see, clearly the Paradox project based on the DFS is going to be a very, very lucrative project for shareholders if Anson Resources are able to get it off the ground. From a timeline perspective, we're expecting to see a resource update for Cane Creek in Q4 as well as a feed. Then hopefully we do start to see some offtakes and financing follow that, as well as the permitting requirements being, I suppose, approved. Then finally, what we're hoping to see is a final investment decision for phase 1 of this project in Q2 of 2023. And then we're expecting construction to lead all the way through till 2025, where in Q3 we will see the first production actually occur. Now, whilst they aren't the key focus, I think it is certainly worth mentioning a few of the other projects that we see within Anson Resources portfolio. In the US as well, they have the Yellow Cat project, which is a vanadium uranium project. We also then see in Australia a bunch of different projects. We have the Bull project and the Holy Well project. These are nickel, copper and platinum group elements projects. Then we also have the Angina and Mary Springs project. This is focused mainly on zinc, lead and silver. Right now these projects aren't a big focus, of course, with all the focus being on the Paradox Lithium project, given the state of the market and clearly given the lucrative economics that we have seen from the DFS. But of course, if you're following Anson Resources, it is certainly something to watch. That wraps up the fundamental overview side of Anson Resources, and now what we're going to do is move into a bit of technical analysis, take a look at the chart and try and work out where we can expect to see this stock go in the next few days, weeks and possibly months. Welcome into the Anson Resources chart, guys. Right now, as you can see, we are sitting at a value of 23 cents per share. Our all-time high was over here on the 14th of September, and that was a value of 47.5 cents per share. So right off the bat, immediately we can recognize in the medium term, we are in a bit of a downtrend. You can see our top resistance line has formed itself up here, and the bottom end of the chart is looking like we have just bounced off the bottom point of support. And furthermore, if we do zoom out as well and take a more longer term approach to this one, what we'll see is from this point where we have also bounced, this is a key point of a long-term channel that was previously in place. That was the old top end of it. The old bottom end is just about over here, and you can see that this nice channel which formed and was broken out of has once again been touched. Now the key here is the fact that we bounced off this key point. We don't want to see us dipping back into things here, but it now begs the question, where is the stock going to go in value? As clearly we are at the end of this downward sort of trend here in this descending wedge type formation, and we are touching another previous trend as well. The bounce is indicating we are likely going to see another test of this top end point of resistance. If it were to touch that point today, that would be at about 26.5 cents, but I would suspect it's probably going to be more like around the 25.5 to 25 cent mark when we do test it. But we have this 20 and 50 day moving average coming quite steeply downwards towards making further points of resistance and impeding our travels as well. Let's have a look at the volume. Volume wise, you can see that since our peak there has been a relatively steady decline, indicating that looks like consolidation has occurred. The selling is starting to die off, and hopefully we are going to see a bit of a reversal come into play at some stage. With all the fundamental overview analysis that I have performed, there are plenty of catalysts which we could see are going to play out. Now, the reason I think we've really come this far down is because we had a gap over here which closed pretty quickly, but B, a gap over here which has only just closed, which had a high point or a low point if you want to talk on that sort of way of things at 22.5 cents. So that's closed now, both gaps, and we're in a position to move onwards and upwards. Let's have a look at the MACD. And what you'll notice is the red period is now starting to shallow out, and it's looking like the 12-day EMA is going to cross above the 26-day EMA, which is another catalyst for a reversal in the trend, and this time it will certainly be in an upwards direction. I'm expecting, based on this information, based on what we're seeing here and in the volume, that at this stage we are likely to certainly see a test and hopefully a break. Final indicator I want to look at is the relative strength index. That is also very, very low, sitting at 37.84, and you can see right now we've just crossed back above that yellow line as well. All in all, I'm expecting we are going to break out of this downwards trend that we have been seeing, which is obviously positive news. So first target immediately off the bat is probably only going to be slightly higher than where we currently are. 25.5 cents is what I'm going to be putting in place as our short-term goal. The reason being is we can easily break up to that point right now, or of course as we move into the next few days of trading, and it is a nice easy target for us to hit. Moving down the track, and if we want to see a bit more action starting to occur, I'd suggest you'd be looking at probably more like something up here at 28.5, even in the realm of the 30-cent mark or the 29.5-cent mark. These are psychological barriers for us to get through. Plenty of trading action over here as well. That wraps up today's analysis of Anson Resources, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Of course, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you do leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. I'll leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.